Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Creeta, and this is, as always, Omnifactory. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, so I did move this thing, and it kind of changed shape a little bit. It's really ugly, but I made a whole floor for ugly things, because sometimes I actually like making them like this. This only has one interface and one fluid interface, and the entire thing is read by a storage bus. It's actually kind of nice. Oh, another storage bus right there. We have indium, gallium, all sorts of good things. In fact, does this get used for anything else? It does. Okay, good. So I do have that being read. That is excellent. So it should be as simple as coming up here, and we will probably automate this so that we can always make them. But for a moment, I think that we can get away with listening to these exceptionally loud cars. Remember, everyone, if you have a loud car, just drive it in all the residential locations. Anywho, quantum circuit. We've been wanting to make this for quite some time. Yoink, right there, and into here. Oh, it's not that one. We want this one, I think. Well, we're going to need to give that... Well, we're about to change out all the circuits. Anyway, let's try and see if we can make a quantum circuit. Can I? That'd be cool. What? We are not out of that. Really? Oh, dear. See, that is the name of the game, is trying to figure out why on earth are old components running out on you. Okay, so right here, I must not have automated properly the what? I swear that we have this, but see, I gotta go track it down. Well, pretty sure that solved it, which is fantastic. So let's go make sure that everything is flowing nicely in here. We should see a whole bunch of all of these being produced. Excellent. I thought it was going to be one of the gallium ones. I don't think I've done that properly, but we will in the future. Yeah. Anywho, now that is functioning, we can go back to space, and we're going to try again to make a quantum processor. Right? Or quantum chip. There we go. Quantum circuit. Please make some. I would really appreciate it if you just worked. That'd be really cool. Is something wrong? Please don't tell me something's wrong. It should be in this one. Quantum? It's not processing now. Did I just miss it? I probably missed it. It probably takes some time. Yeah, 10 seconds. I was impatient. That's okay. There we go. Quantum circuits. Now, as with all final tier circuits, I am going to probably want to have these automated. They are fantastic and beautiful, and I really appreciate them. But there is probably no but. I think we just want to make the card that allows us to expand the capacity of our interface. Pattern expansion card. Is it this one? I think it's that one. I think it's that one. This allows us to jump over here. We put it into the ME interface, and we get a whole bunch more space for patterns. That is because we want to take this circuit and promptly turn it into its next form, which is the quantum processor. I'm sure there's a quest for it, and then that one we want to turn into the tier above that. You sort of see the drill. We've been doing this with most circuits up to this point, and oh, quantum processing mainframe is done in assembly line. Cool. Do we have access to that right now? Oh yeah, this requires an assembly line. How awesome. We're going to be able to do that at some juncture. But for right now, we can put those in like so. Make sure to toss those back in here. And we're going to call for one of each, probably. Starting with this one, which we need power IC, chrome, a whole bunch of little things, but we'll figure those things out, and we'll have access to even better circuits. And I think that's just the best thing ever. Can I make the little one right now? I can. Nice. Alright, so what did we need to make this guy? It was the power IC thingamabobber. It's the one with the lightning. Do we need anything special for you? No, we don't. It's as simple as glowstone doped wafer in a blue lens. Make some of those, and then we cut them up. Fantastic. While I waffled, we did make a quantum processor, and quest complete. Doodaloo! The third tier 5 circuits. I believe it's these ones that we can use to make IV stuff. So, oh, they're gorgeous. They're green and beautiful. Oh, I love it. Yes, we will be able to make a ton of machines with these, and probably have to replace all of the recipes that these got used in. Where are these? So all of these machines, for example, I'm going to have to manually change to the quantum processor, unless we can quickly advance to the point where we can make the next tier one. Where's that? It's over here. The fourth and final tier 5 circuits. What do we need for that? LUV assembling. Oh, crystal processing. Yeah. Oh, that's not so bad. We need the gemstone sensor, etc. But maybe we won't change the recipes quite yet. But, you know, it's an option. Yeah, that's fantastic. The next thing that I want to do is probably not something that I should do right now. But I really want to. I want to get the process started and understand what we're looking at. So, solar panels. All right, we want to make these, or at least I do. And part of that process is going to be a lot of little things like mirrors that we don't necessarily quite have automated yet. And I want to see if we can allow our system to handle the production of these things a little bit. So to make one tier 2, we need 2 tier 1s. To make a tier 3, again, 2 of those, and different photovoltaic cells, photovoltaic cells. And all of these are going to be little things that are kind of frustrating, but for the most part, I've secretly been producing them as part of other quests, but also we have recipes for a lot of these things in place already. Things like Cenarium, I've been letting these things cook for days. Not super efficiently, but you know, a little bit here and there. Enriched, I think we have quite a bit in place for enriched. And finally, this stuff, we do not have access to Osmium yet. I think we do, but it's super frustrating. If we really wanted Osmium, we could be doing it by getting tiny piles via purified iridium or from platinum group sludge, I think is the kind of the ways that we can get it. Yeah, we want to, I don't know if I want to do that, but you know, there we go, from purified stuff. Not sure if I actually want to try this to make some osmium, but we can at least get to tier 6, which starts producing 512 per tick, RF that is, and at that level it's not a whole lot. It's really better to make set tier 7s from what I've been able to see, but the nice thing is that once you have it, it's completely free, and because I've chosen space, the sun is always up. It's so fantastic. Doesn't matter where we move our place, the sun is always up there, though we can make it below us. If we really wanted it to be night, I can change the orientation of our space station. But to make these is not as simple as just, you know, putting in a recipe like so and saying, you know, la-di-da. We really need every single little subcomponent recipe as well, And, you know, it's a little bit frustrating. You know, I don't know how much of this we already have done. Do I have 8x lead wire? I very much doubt it, but, you know, we have to put it in the system now so that the system knows how. So it's going to be a little bit of just meandering all of these recipes and figuring out how to go from there. And what makes things even more fun is something like conduit binder. I haven't moved a furnace to space yet, so things just pop up. We're sort of still in a transitional period, moving things from this base to that base. All of the passive production stuff can stay here, and then in space we'll just slowly transition. But anything that we can that we have like on active craft here, because like very specific things, these need to get moved over to space, because I think I did figure out the way to mitigate some of the lag. I don't recall if I shared that, but it's this beautiful system where our quantum ring is right here. And the quantum ring is not technically connected to the AE system right here. What we have is an interface being viewed by the overworld base, and a storage bus looking at that interface, along with fluid to storage and storage back to the interface with a sort of this chest gets the last items. It's sort of a dump chest now. We have no drives here, so stuff just ends up in this chest, and then it gets sucked into our space applied energistic system. And what that means for us is that we can still view all of the items here, but anything that's craftable seems to get a little bit grumpy. So it just has to, you know, we have to get to the point where we can reliably do everything in space that we could have done here. But for right now, just sort of manually doing this to make sure that the test in space will function. And I really want to just make like a solar panel. Like even just the base one would be really neat. So let's give that a quick try. Can we make 10 of them? Fantastic. Boom. We have our very first solar panels. Super excited. Can we make some tier 2s? We need that photovoltaic. See, there's so many recipes that are just confusing. Lapis plates, I think this one should be okay. Can this one just work? That would make me very happy. I'm trying to space them between at least some interfaces. I don't know where the bottleneck will be. Like, I'm sure we have to make a ton of mirrors and a ton of tier 1s. So those should be separated a lot. That way things don't get all jumbled, you know? But with that, I think we should be able to make a tier 1 or a tier 2, fantastic, and move on to the next tiers. I'm having a blast so far. At some point we'll want to make a passive factory that passively makes every single thing that we need for solar, but I'm just playing around right now and figuring out what sort of recipes do we really need to get in place here. Tier 3 looking okay. Fantastic. I don't know if that's like just with residual stuff that we have in our system, but there's tier 3. Moving on to tier 4. Already starting to see things get a little bit deeper. Photovoltaic, I'm never going to say that right, requires these plates. These plates need to be alloy smelted with electrical steel. This needs a little composite stuff, which requires lapis dust and coal dust and all sorts of good stuff. I don't know what ones we need. Which one was this one? This is the alloy smelted one. Not entirely too sure if we have everything we need for that stuff, but you know, we can always try. And then the system tells me where I'm messing up. Like end steel. Why would that not be in a block form? I don't know, but that's okay. Just give it a recipe and move along, right? we can always do that later and figure it out in the future. There we go. Look at all this stuff. Already tier 4, making good progress, chugging along. Where is it? Oh, I made 2 on accident. Fantastic. Or, oh, it makes 2. Nice. So this one, it's sort of like a freebie. We give it all this complicated stuff. We put in 2 tier 3s and we get a tier 4. We don't have to make all the rubbish ones before that. And then at this point, I guess it starts to expand. So 2 tier 4s makes 4 tier 5s. But we need to give it Scenarium, right? But like I said, we should have a little bit right here. Oh, I love to see it. We're going to grab a little, probably all of it, and toss it into our system, like so, if I can get the right telepad. Toss it in, and we'll use it right away on the recipe for that. Beautiful? I think so. There we go. It is actually pretty cool that it gives us so much for so little. We only have the 2, but already starting to get sort of an expansion on our actual capabilities. Just like that. Boom. Done. Thank you. And can we keep going? Oh, we might be able to. Come on. Figure it out. Doink. There we go. Oh man, even more. Blue lens. I don't know if we have... Does our system recognize that we have pulsating mesh? Okay, we can craft it. That's fantastic. Where else was... What were we looking at? We were looking at this one. Blue lens. I don't think that we have this one set up, but... Oh, that's easy peasy. Fantastic. Love it. Toss that in there. And just like that, I really do think that this is coming along splendidly. Let's try and make one. Solar. Tier 6. Craft. Dang it. Enriched. You always forget something, and that's okay. That's part of life. Being forgetful. That or it's part of my life. Maybe it's not part of your life. Jump up here. We're going to grab... which one was it? It's the Neptunium and Americium. Bit of that, more of that. Fantastic. It's this one. I did get the correct one this time. I just tossed in my bag. That makes me very sad. I have to go look for that. But what makes me very happy is that we should be able to make some of these. Yeah? Tier 6 solar panels. These 4 little puppies right here are going to give us 2K RF per tick if we put it down. And I think that we should be able to make quite a few of them. And everything should function well. So this is sort of the test, right? Is will our system be able to handle the stress? Yes. The answer is yes. Our system can handle that stress very capably. That is so exciting. What do we need for that? Scenarium. Okay, we're not going to look at this recipe for a little while. Instead, I'm going to rejoice in the fact that we have these solar panels and move along to the testing process. I want to find out what sort of things are we going to be looking at when it comes to how these panels work. So I'm sure that it functions as I expect. The solar panel connects to the conduit from below. Will it connect to the side? Oh, it will. That is interesting. We can play around with that, but can it see to the side of it? Right? So now the question is, I want to test how this functions, because I really like it when we can make a pillar of these going up, but the question is, will this give us the power that we expect? Yes, we're getting 1000 RF per tick, and we can just stack these up and almost make like really cool towers, which makes no sense. Don't try and let this actually make sense to you. we can make towers of these things into the sky, right? So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that should be giving us, there we go, 4,000. You can see it up there in the top left, 4,000 RF per tick, which is perfect. My next question is, will this function, we're just going to disconnect this for our next test. Do these sort of stack nicely next to each other? Is this going to give us 1,000 once it sort of has petered out and figured out what's going on? Yep. Alright, so 1,000, that's fantastic. If they're touching that way, they don't stack, so we do need to connect it somehow, but we can also make these sort of rows like that, and there's 10 of them, so we should see about 5,000. Oh, this one's being blocked, so this doesn't make as much right now. What are you generating? 0. You're generating 0 because you have a block above you. Okay, so there is 8 that have full sunlight, so we should see, once again, 4,000 RF per tick. Oh, that is awesome. Super, super, super good. Now we can hook this up very promptly to whatever storage system that we want. At the moment, I don't know how we are doing for storage. All we have is this big bad boy, which stores a... What? How much can you actually store? Oh, here we go. A billion. 1 billion RF. And we can just sort of put this wherever we want, or we could have some storage down there which can, you know, build up a little bit of power and act as an auxiliary source, or we can even use solar power before we use nuclear, and that might work. But in any case, I am super excited. Unfortunately, it is going to have to be the end of the episode. But maybe I can make a nice little thumbnail first. I think that will do quite marvelously, right? Alright, this has been Creeta playing Omnifactory. I hope that you figured out something. Maybe I helped, or maybe you just enjoyed listening to the sweet tones of my silly voice and me just having a really good time. Alright, this has been me playing Omnifactory. Bye-bye!